And so wherever you're watching me, you must continue in prayer and telling God that God should take absolute control regarding the election that is coming forth. I see in the realm of the spirit, if Nigeria did not do the right thing they need to do, the enemy is going to thwart the election. The election is about to be thwarted. About to be thwarted. And I asked the Lord, I said, what is thwarting the election? And the Lord said, this is what's called a hijack of power. And this is what's called an overthrow. This is what's called a arranged queue. This is what's called complete people now step in and now divert the power, hijack the power and take over the power, and now tell stories, and the election shifted and the election cancelled and the election shifted. These are the things that when we begin to look at the spiritual realms, on the thing that is in the spiritual, that is facing the face of the earth, about to happen on the face of the earth, we do everything possible to continue as the prophet of God to shine the light that the people that are to pray may pray the prayer that is needed, because prayer is remaining the key forever and ever. We must continue to pray because prayer is the key. If we have the key, we will open every door. If we have the key, we will say, this is it, and it will be like that. We have the key, we move things forward until it will go the way we want it to go. So, children of God, people of God, all over the world, do whatever you know you can do to continue to pray. And if anybody in the southeast have been praying, or any child of God in Nigeria have been praying, or any believer have been praying, one of the prayer points and one of the prayer requests you must not joke with and you must pray with all your heart is the case of Master Nnamdi Kanu and Nigeria. The essence of this prayer is because a country that will not follow the rule of law and do the right thing may destroy something that will affect us tomorrow. They may do something that will bring a great effect that will destroy things for tomorrow. We must do whatever we need to do and do the right thing, because we know that whatever we are doing now, we are laying somebody laying example for people tomorrow. Because if I enter in the vehicle and the way I run the speed and the way I'm driving the vehicle, or the way I am matching the brake, or the way I'm moving the vehicle, another person that will take the steering from me, if he comes in, he will want to do the way I do it. And when he continues the way I do it, it becomes a norm. And when such a thing becomes a norm, abnormality becoming a norm, it becomes a very big problem that will eat up what's called the fabric of everything. I know that rule of law is very, very important, and this is what has been causing a lot of issues. People must do the right thing because of the people coming behind. I see in the realm of the spirit, one of the major problems that they had in UK that made it within a space of just a space of, let's say, a year, about 2 to 3 prime ministers came in on board. This one resigned, no one took over. Before you know it, they resigned again, no one took over. 3 prime minister in 1 year. What's the cause of that? This is a very big problem, and the cause of it is what I'm just letting you know, so that you can understand how things work in the realm of the spirit that transcends into the physical. And so what happened in UK really caused what is called people now negligent, or what people trying to do cause something that will affect the incoming people. And so these things must also be looked into, because the thing that will bring another country to step in and begin to now direct the affairs of the country is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It means the people in authority and people in position should take good steps and do the right thing and do what is needful so that the right thing can be in place. The will of God for us is for us to be great. And I want to tell you, at this point, at this time, the economy of the world is shaking, seriously shaking. God is repositioning a lot of countries, and so many countries are ready to benefit from this shaking. But if the countries that are made to benefit from this shaking did not wake up from their slumber and do the right thing and take the positive steps, they will miss it all, and this very international and global recession that is coming may continue to mar a lot of countries. Because when 2 elephants are fighting the grasshopper, what is happening in the world right now is that there is what is called a breakdown, or what is called a global recession in the realm of the spirit, because of this Ukraine war. Because I'm saying the Ukraine war is going to be overstretched, and it will now come to an end. But coming to an end will be a surrender. This is a surrender in UK, in Ukraine. Surrender, ceasefire, surrender of ceasefire, right there in Ukraine. Surrender of ceasefire, right there in Ukraine, because it is going to go in a way of what's called exhaustion. There will be total exhaustion. People will exhaust everything, and there will be what is called put to an end. Surrender of ceasefire. You know, one thing about the prophetic is that any way the Spirit put in my mouth is the way I will communicate it. You may not understand the language, but when it comes to pass, go back to the language. You will see that exactly that is what is said. If I can give a prophecy 2 years ago, the prophecy 21st, 2021, and yesterday and then before yesterday, we begin to see it happen in America. I'm not living there. I know there's cities in there, but as a prophet of God, the eyes of the Lord has focused there. Then another place that must wake up. Where is the president of Ghana? Where is the president of Ghana? Quickly, president of Ghana, wherever you are, stand up and pray for yourself. Your enemies are behind you. The president of Ghana should pray. The enemies of the president of Ghana is behind him. I don't know why, because in the realm of the spirit, I am seeing this is what is called president of Ghana, and the enemy of the president of Ghana behind him. I'm not there in Ghana, but in the realm of the spirit, whatever the spirit shows the prophet is what the major prophet of God will prophesy the way it is. The enemy of the president of Ghana is right at his back. You know what it means when your enemy is at your back. What next? Your life is in danger. So you need to pray. The president of Ghana should pray. The enemy is at the back. I don't know why. Because they want what's called a push out. I don't know why they want to push out. The president must finish his tenure and also, finish his leadership, and also take a new step of right thing to do or right way to follow. Write today's date and pray for the president of Ghana. Pray for the president of Ghana. He must pray by all means, in any way, in any form. The president of Ghana must pray. Because when the Lord now bring this very revelation signifies victory. And this victory means the person that is mentioned by God should, as quick as possible, take a positive step and seek the face of God. Pray and pray and pray and tell God the enemy should not thrive or succeed over the president of Ghana. Remember that during his last election, it was right on this altar that the Lord told me about his winning again, and I prophesied it before the day. And I told you people how the election is going to go, and at the end of it all, it came to pass exactly the way it was given to the president of Ghana, and it became what's called the winning of the presidency, and was also inaugurated back into the office and went into for the second tenure. But right now, I am seeing the enemy at the back immediately. And look at him standing, and look at the enemy at the back. And I begin to ask in the realm of the spirit, what is the enemy of this president at the back to do? And the Lord said, this is what's called the danger of enemy of the president of Ghana. He must pray, must pray for his family, must pray for wife, pray for children, pray for his office, pray for everything. Pray about his life also, because this is what is called an attack of the enemy to the president of Ghana. I'm talking about. We must continue to pray, because prayer is the key. Somebody asked the question, he said, what is the key that we use as people of God? The key is prayer. Prayer is the key. Oh, prayer is the key. Prayer is the master's key. Jesus started in prayers and ended in prayers. Prayer is the master key.